I'm Mark Dybel. I was recently asked by a potential client how we might improve the financial performance of her business if we were to work together. So, by way of a numerical example, I'd like to share with you the areas that we'd focus on. So, financial performance, I'm just going to pick three areas: sales, gross profit, and importantly, net profit. That's the three areas we want to improve. So I'm going to work with nice round numbers. So I'm going to give a sales of 500,000, a gross profit of 200,000. From there we can work out our gross margin, which in this case is 40%. We've got some overheads. Obviously we can pick up all this information from our management accounts or last set of financial accounts. So with overheads of 50,000, we're ending up with a net profit of 150,000. From our records, we also know how many customers we had. So 400, I guess it'd be good to have more of those. And from our records, we've checked on the number of invoices that are being issued and paid. So we know our number of sales. And for our last full year, that was 1,000. So we know that on average, our number of sales per customer. Let's call that sales per customer. So 1,000 divided by 400, 2.5. So on average, our customers are purchasing from us 2.5 times a year. And we also can work out the average sales value, how much they're spending with us when they do business. So we've got 500,000 divided by 1,000, so £500. So 400 customers, 2.5 times a year on average, spending on average £500 gives us a turnover of 500,000. But we also know that at the end of the previous year, the beginning of this year, how many existing customers we had. And coincidentally, we had 400. But not all of them bought this year. In fact, we lost a number of customers during the year. And from that original 400, we ended up with 350. So we also know, you can work out what our retention rate is. In this case, 88%, which must mean we picked up some new customers during the year. So we ended up with 400. We've got 350 of our original ones, so we've got 50 new customers. And if we've kept a track of the inquiries that we've got, in this example, got 200 inquiries, we can work out what our sales conversion rate is. So in this example, 50 new customers, 200 inquiries, 25%. So that's what the picture looks like today. And obviously we do want more net profit and sales and gross profit and customers, but all those things are a result of other things, areas that we can focus on. So firstly, we could focus on improving our retention rate. We could focus on increasing the number of inquiries we get. We could focus on improving our conversion rate, our sales per customer, how much they spend with us on average, our margins, and we could look to reduce our overheads. So let's just set ourselves an improvement target. Let's say that we were going to look for a 10% improvement in each of those areas. let's look at next year. So what would happen to our retention rate if we're successful in improving it? So 88%. Just make that a nice number. So 96%. We're going to increase the number of inquiries by 10%. We get 220 of those. Work on our conversion rate. So that improves. We're also going to improve our sales per customer. Oops. 2.8. Work on our £500. That becomes 550. Our margin we want to work on as well. And once we've built the model, we'll be able to change the improvement percentages and see what happens. So we've actually put our overheads up in this example. In fact, why don't we put them up a little bit more? So we're going to invest £10,000 in business development efforts in an attempt to hit these improvement targets we've set for ourselves. So we ended the year with 400 customers. So we're starting this year with 400, but now we're retaining 96% of them. Right. We've got a few more inquiries and a better conversion rate. So let's see how many new customers we get. So we've got 61. So total customers 61 plus 385 gives us 446. Our sales. So we've now got 446 customers. They're going to do business with us 2.8 times a year on average, and they're going to spend 550. So 673,000 in sales. Our margin's a little bit higher. Our overheads have actually gone up. But our net profit now is 236,000 compared to 150,000 last year. So net profit has increased by 58%, gross profit by 48%, and our sales by 35%. And then once we've built our model, we can change numbers if we like. So for example, the conversion rate, 25%, we might actually be a lot more bullish, perhaps rather than 1 in 4, with various initiatives that we could take, we could probably make that 2 out of 4. So if we actually doubled our conversion rate, what impact would that have? So as you can see, our net profit's gone from 150,000 to 269,000, an 80% improvement. Perhaps we don't think that we can increase our margins, so let's change that to 0 and see what happens. We've still got there a 60% improvement in net profit. Obviously, the key then is to discuss the ideas we've had for to actually make these improvements. But by focusing in on these 7 key areas, we can be very deliberate about what we're actually going to do to make the improvements that we're looking for. Anyway, hopefully you found that helpful. If you would like to get in touch, this is my number, 07931 882 555. My email address, it's mark@markdybel.com. And it'd be great to hear from you and perhaps put your numbers into a model like this and discuss what we could do to give you a great financial improvement over the next 12 months.